Hello everyone, I'm so sorry for that interruption in the last video. So yes, we were talking about MV is equal to PT. Now, if you think closely about it, then both things are same, right? Because number of times you give your money to someone else or number of times it has changed hand, it is usually transactions, right? And what amount you are paying in form of money is the prices. So yes, it's very easy to relate that okay, MV is equal to PT. Now there are two assumptions that we have to keep in mind while using Fisher's approach. Number one, no money is saved. It's definitely not practical because you always save some part of your income, right, for future use. But in this approach, we have to assume that there's no saving. Now the second is money is used just as medium of exchange, right? If you have paid attention that we have just exchanged money, right? So we have just used it as medium of exchange. Now after some time, what Fisher realized was the fact that recording number of transactions is kind of difficult because you cannot go to every person and ask him how much money did you pay to that guy, or how many times did you actually pay someone in order to get a thing. It's kind of difficult to calculate or to measure, right? So what we did is we replaced transaction with Y. Now what is Y? Y is basically output. Now you might question that why did we replace these two guys up here? The very simple explanation to that is basically because number of outputs decide number of transactions. If I am a supplier, and now as I was saying, yes, so transactions depend upon the outputs produced. For example, this guy produced 3 balls and now he has to sell them. So for sure the customers that he'll be dealing with will 3 customers at least, or even one will buy 3, or whatever the combination is. Basically he'll get paid for all these 3 balls. So we can easily replace the value of T with Y, right? So yes, transactions are directly related to outputs, and that is the major reason why we replaced T with Y, because it's much easier to calculate. So now what we reached to is MV is equal to PY, right? Now before ending this video, there are few things that you need to keep in mind, because while answering some questions, you might get these values or you will be asked the values. So in this approach, PY, P and Y have got some very important values. Y is the real GDP. Now by GDP I mean the number of goods and services produced in a country in a given period of time. So yes, Y was output and hence it denotes the real GDP. Now what you see P, which is price level, is GDP deflator, right? And PY, which is multiplication or product of P and Y, denotes the nominal GDP. Now in case you remember from grade 12th, and GDP deflator or PI was equal to nominal by real GDP. So basically do not consider PI over here, just GDP deflator was this. So yes, the product gives us the same value, and so yes, this is it for Fisher's equation or approach. Thank you.